Yeah, we having our event tomorrow. Pray for us.
Mhm.
Maybe if I have some left over, I'll bring some. Y'all are
Sounds
in the
sounds
office.
good to me. Yeah, we'll be there.
Music.
I don't hear it.
It's in my ear a little bit. Yeah, he playing it in there. Man, I love that theme song.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Now that you see who's on here, you know that it's Wednesday and it's 3, maybe a few minutes after. But welcome to Ask Elaine. We are so happy to have you there, whether you're in your car on AM or FM, or whether you're on uh, the Glory Live. Um, we just welcome you. We're just so happy to see you. We have lots of good stuff. We've got some good people here today as our special guest. I want to go through one or two things, and then we're going to treat you to some little clips, some little highlights from a very special program that we were all a part of. Um, couple of weeks
Couple of weeks
ago,
ago.
as we celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s national holiday. And if you didn't view the entire program, which is recorded, it's on Macon Bibb County. It's also on my Facebook page. It's on my guests'
Right.
Facebook pages. You can go there and view the entire celebration that we took inside in honor of Dr. King. And the folks that you're going to hear from are people who gave their time. You're going to hear a couple of folks who performed on that program, and then you're going to hear a short speech, motivational speech by one of the folks who graced us
Powerful young
that
man.
day.
Yes,
Powerful
he
young
was.
man, Mr.
Yes.
Dominic Nichols. And I might as well go ahead and tell you so you'll stay around for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, we're going to hear from none other than the most talented, one of the most talented people that I know, well, two, the most talented people that we know. One is Mr. Carlton
Oh,
Kitchens, who
singing your
Yes.
just turned the place
Yes, he
upside
did. Yes,
down
he
in honor
did.
of Dr.
Took us to
King.
church.
And yes, took us to church. And then the other person is none other than Songbird. And so our engineer is like an octopus today. He's got all of his arms, his tentacles out there, and he's working
Busy, busy.
to get to zero in on just those three. And then in weeks to come, we will share with you other segments, excerpts from that wonderful, wonderful program in honor of Dr.
Yes.
King. We don't want to just celebrate Dr. King that one day. We're going to be talking today about some other
Right.
opportunities for you to celebrate Dr. King's life and works, and you really ought to want to do it the entire year,
That's
which
right.
is the way that we've got it planned.
365.
I'm going to
Yes.
go ahead and tell you because you can see who our two special guests are. They're none other than Dr. Mary Butler and
Greetings.
also Pastor Lisa Watson.
Pleasure to be here.
And they've become regulars on WDDO. They're involved with so many things in Macon, Bibb County, and we are just so proud of what they do. They do it from their heart.
All likewise.
They are the unofficial mayor and mayor one and mayor two of South Macon. They, but they take care of business. They care about you. They care about all of Macon Bibb,
Yes.
but they're centered in South Bibb,
That's
and
right.
they've truly over the years made a difference. And they're heavily involved with the Evangelical Ministers Alliance and have been for a long time. And they have
22.
worked as program
No, 22
coordinators
years.
program coordinators to put together many of the programs. And then we're going to also make some announcements about some new officers, a number of things.
Mhm.
But first, I hope you feel welcome to the show. We want to thank our sponsors, as always, Senator David E. Lucas Sr., who is on duty for us at the state capitol today. We also want to thank former Mayor C. Jack Ellis for his assistance in sponsoring this program. We also want to thank Black Voters Matter, and your votes do matter, whether you're white or whatever, white, black, whatever it is. But Black Voters Matter is an organization, and they help to sponsor activities that get the word out around this state and other states that our votes do matter, and we're in
Yes.
some hectic times
Yes,
here, and
we
we
are.
better safeguard our right to vote.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
want to thank them, and also, and finally, my sister Beverly, who has Glory Baking Company. They're out
Beautiful
of
cakes.
Jackson, Georgia, where she lives and operates her business. She's going to be coming on in the next few weeks and talk about a credit repair business that she is going to be setting up in Griffin. And so you can see her for cakes and cupcakes, and you can also see her for
Credit.
credit repair
Credit repair.
services. And so we want to thank all of those sponsors. Thank you so very much. Um, Pastors, we have to at this point express our condolences to the families of the late Reverend Jacob Parker.
Jacob
Dean.
Parker.
Just
Yes.
such a fine person.
Yeah, the
He,
Dean.
Yes, he
Reverend
was.
Parker, and this is the cover of the funeral program. It was a
Awesome.
wonderful and very fitting program, memorial service for him on Monday. And so we want to express our condolences. And we're going to ask if one of the ministers would, if you have comments that you would like to make to those families that are have experienced
And
loss.
yes, and on Jacob Parker's funeral, you can view it live on
It is
Ebenezer's
on, yeah,
page, and
yeah.
a lot of people, because of COVID, were not able to go, like ourselves, and we were able to view it. And a lot of people love Reverend Parker.
Oh, yeah,
Could not be there
yeah,
because of COVID, but they can view it, and it was an awesome celebration
yeah,
of his life,
yeah.
well deserved. Dr. Buller has known him since,
For the past
If y'all
60
ladies would come
years.
closer to your mics, I
yeah,
think that would.
For the past 60 years, his family, he and his family, and my family, my mom and dad, and his brothers, and his brother's wife, they were all friends. And
Uh-huh.
the Reverend Jacob Parker was one of the greatest pastors that Macon, Middle Georgia, and even around America would ever have met and known.
Mhm.
What you saw was really what he was.
Right.
And if you ever saw him with that smile,
Oh, that smile,
that's
that
something
smile.
beautiful.
was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
And
was wrong.
DDO, our folks here remind us that today would have been Reverend Jacob Parker's birthday. Today
Yes.
is his birthday,
Mhm.
January 26th, and he would have been 93.
Awesome.
And
And you know what
so
I
had
noticed
a
was that he was
beautiful
born in
life.
the same year as Dr. King. He's born the same year
That's
Yes.
exactly
and Dr.
right.
King, and
You're
in
exactly
the
right.
same month,
Mhm.
That's
almost
exactly
today.
right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
was awesome. He was legendary. There's no doubt about it.
And it will live on. And one of the things that we want to always remember is that these folks come our way and they're only here for a
For
certain, they're not
us.
here to stay. None of us
Short period
That's
of
is
right.
here to
time.
stay.
Mhm.
And when these people leave, let's not let their memory leave
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're
too.
right.
That's
Let's
right.
do something
Hmm.
that that person would
Will be
do to
remembered.
help. Let's
Yes.
make sure that Dr. King's ideals are carried forward.
That's right.
Let's
Yes.
make sure we pay tribute to Pastor Parker
Like I
in
like
doing
what you
something.
all did with the park in front of Ebenezer Church there
Yes.
to commemorate him even before his
Right,
passing. I love that how we paying tribute to
Mhm.
leaders like that. And
Right.
right,
quite a few that you all have done that with.
right. And the street there
Right.
Mhm.
was named in
In
his
his honor.
honor,
Yes.
a
Hmm.
portion of it there.
But you know
Jacob
the
Parker Memorial
awesomeness, the
Way.
awesomeness of it was that he was alive to see it. He
Yes.
was able to
Yeah.
smell
He was
his
there when they
flowers.
dedicated the
That's
park.
right.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
That's
true.
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is important.
Yeah.
That is
Very.
so,
Very.
so very important. But we have spotlighted Reverend Parker, but this by no means puts into the background any of the other
Who
families
have
that
lost
we
loved ones.
we
Hmm.
are expressing our condolences for all
Absolutely.
families that have
Yes.
Absolutely.
suffered
Yes.
loss.
I think
And
there's a young man that everybody I cannot make myself remember him, and I'm trying very hard. And I did get a faint memory yesterday as I tried. The young man that passed away, Kenneth Robinson,
mhm,
the drummer here, the musician. I know it's on social media. A lot of people are sending out their
right,
condolences to his
right. I
family. I
saw
think
that.
Pastor Jarvis, that side is in his family at St. Luke, and you were seeing the different people saluting him in social media. So definitely, we
Hmm.
want that family to know
Yeah.
that you we
Yes.
send our love and prayers. And like you said, in my home church, Brother Keenan Marshall
Hmm.
was gunned down and
Yes.
lost his life
Hmm.
to this senseless violence
Yes.
that we continue to see in our streets. And
Yeah.
we want to definitely be praying for our family at Zion, Brother
Right.
Keenan Marshall, his mama, Mama Laney,
Hmm.
and his grandmother, the mother of our church, Mother Agnes Green. We're praying for them.
Hmm. And
And
also
so
praying.
we don't believe in the loss of
That's
any lost
right.
Right.
loved one.
And
We're
also
praying.
Keenan was my son's
Best
best
friend,
friend,
yeah.
and he took it
Yeah,
hard,
so
Hmm.
very
we
hard.
like you said, we want all of them to know whether we
Right.
call their name or not. They're in
That's
our
right.
heart. They're all in our
Yes.
prayer.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
we definitely.
Um, we want to also at this time pay tribute to the memory of the late Mr. Willie Hill.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
And there was the ribbon cutting and special
saw it
ceremony
live. Yes,
at the at Hotel 45
Hmm.
downtown.
it's a
It's
beautiful
many of
facility
us
too.
know it as the Southern Trust Building,
Mhm.
Hmm.
but the last few years it has been renamed and it's the Willie Hill. It was the Willie Hill Annex,
Right.
but now that it's a hotel, top of the line hotel, what they have done is it's Hotel 45, but there's a plaza. There's a
Okay.
special uh, section
Inside.
that's there in
In his.
honor
All right.
of Mr. Willie
So he
Hill,
didn't
who
lose his
was one
Yes.
honor.
of the first Black members of the Macon City
Yes, he
Council.
was.
He was the first Black committee chair.
Wow.
He was the first president pro tem
Left a legacy.
Hmm.
of
Yes, he did.
the council, and he was also the first Black president
Wow.
of the Macon City
Wow.
Council.
Wow.
And the one thing,
And he was an educator, wasn't
he
he?
was
For
an
30 years or
educator.
so.
He served. He worked for 30 years. Retired from the school system. He was also a Korean veteran
Wow.
too.
He left a
Came
legacy.
home, went to school, and then worked in the school system for 30 years,
Wow.
retiring, and then spent 28 years in service,
Wow.
other
Uh-huh.
service to the community. It was my honor on yesterday as as the only one who served
With him.
with
With
him
him, yes.
on a
Mhm.
council in an elected position. And I was honored to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
Wow.
why it was important for that to be a memorial to him.
Yeah.
That hotel also has tributes to Otis Redding
Yes.
Okay.
and other
Mhm.
music folks,
Great.
musical giants from this area. So it's the Macon Bibb Hotel. It was put in place because of the assistance of the backing of Macon Bibb's government.
Okay.
So you are encouraged to go by and see. We also, with Macon Bibb's government, we funded the sidewalks, the
Okay. All
redoing
around it.
of the sidewalks
Wow.
Well, it's
around
it's
that
it's very
hotel
appealing
space. Yes,
from the street view. It's
it's
very
beautiful.
appealing.
Yes, it is.
And the
Yes.
Hill family, the Barnes family, all of those folks were there. And Mr. Hill's great nephews, I believe, his
Oh,
great nephews were the ones who cut the ribbon for the Willie Hill
Wow.
Plaza
awesome. Awesome.
that's there. And so Willetta Hill Chambliss, Mr. Hill's
It
daughter,
was
who
good
Uh-huh.
seeing
also
her.
served
Yeah.
on the city council
Yes, she
after her
did.
father
She
retired,
did. She did a
was
good
back.
job.
Wow.
She works in Atlanta
She had a
now,
new look, but she
and
was
she
looking
has,
good. She had a
yeah,
new look. I
yeah.
saw on the live.
It
Yeah.
was good seeing her
Yes, it
yesterday, and
was.
she spoke on behalf of the family.
She's your sorority
Yes,
sister,
she
right?
is my sorority sister, Delta Sigma
Uh-huh.
Theta Sorority Incorporated. And it was just so nice to be there. There were four of us who served with Mr. Hill who were in attendance on yesterday.
Wow.
Uh, Dr. Henry Ficklin
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
served with
I saw
Mr.
y'all have
Hill.
a reunion.
Alvino Ross
Yes.
served with Mr.
Alvino was
Hill.
there.
Gerald Harvey was there and he
Yeah.
served with Mr. Hill, and I was there.
Yeah,
The
y'all had
four of
Yes.
us
y'all
who
had great
served.
company.
Yeah,
Y'all had
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm going to finish up this tribute to Mr. Hill, the late Mr. Hill, by saying that we haven't always had a Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It used to be
Or
Broadway.
MLK
Broadway.
Commission Board.
Right. And years ago, while Mr. Hill was serving, he decided that he was going to work to change the name
For the
of
street.
the street.
Mm.
And so he introduced the legislation. A number of us signed on as co sponsors of it. But you would have thought that the whole town was going to burn down
Yeah. I
because
remember
of
that.
changing the name
I remember
to
that then.
Martin Luther
Yes.
King Boulevard.
Uh-huh.
People were fussing about, well, we can't do that because people will have a problem with changing that stationery.
Yeah.
I mean, how long would stationery last? It's not going to last you forever. Use it and then change it over. And there were other concerns that were brought, others who were opposed to it. And it was
But
about the
but he
name.
but
It was
he
about the
stayed in
name.
there,
So he hung in there.
got it done.
He
Wow.
worked and he pushed, and we worked and pushed
Got it
along
done.
with him. And now you see
Got
that
it done.
Martin Luther King
We
Boulevard is
salute
in
him.
place and will
Yes.
forever
There.
be
Be
there.
there.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so it's
And that's a
to
great part of
Mr.
legacy.
Hill's credit
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
great
that
part.
that was done. He was determined. Now, I told them yesterday, and they kind of giggled that I didn't always agree with Mr. Hill. And when you
A
go
lot of
in
people
and
did. A lot of people
you
did.
are a young
Yeah.
elected official
Mhm.
and you think you can do everything overnight, and then you get this rude awakening that you got to have all
Got
these
to have
other
team
folks vote
players. Yes.
and you got to work kind of
Compromise.
with, yeah. And
Mhm.
so that was one of the lessons that Mr. Hill and Dolores
She
Brooks
was
and
like
some of
that.
the
Yeah,
others
she
who
was
were
like
there
that. Yeah.
taught us that you can't
You
get
got to work
everything you
together.
want right away.
Yeah.
But if you continue, if it's important enough to you and it's
Uh-huh.
going to benefit the people, you keep working on it
And
until
eventually,
you will get it done.
eventually.
And so there was a lot accomplished. And so on yesterday, it was a pleasure for all of us to witness
Awesome.
the
That is
opening of that hotel. I believe the official opening will be February,
Okay.
early February.
right.
But it's a wonderful facility and it shows you how you can take a building that's outdated,
And bring it up.
that's not
Hmm.
functional, and you can renovate it and turn it into.
Build it
Uh,
back up.
it's predicted that the hotel motel tax is going to add another
Wow.
$300,000 that's going to come in because there's a certain amount that's tacked on to your hotel
Okay.
bill in any hotel. And
Wow.
so, with that one being a high end
Okay.
hotel, over
Well, and then
$300,000
its
is a
location right
prediction.
next to the Macon
And
City
and it, right,
tourism.
and guess where some of that money is going?
Okay.
Going to the Douglas Theater,
Okay.
Sports Hall of Fame. It's also going, some of it's going to the Tubman Museum.
Okay.
That's
Wonderful.
awesome.
So
That's
you
great.
can see the benefit
Already.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was just, it was just an honor being there. So we wanted to make sure that we let you know that we
Hotel
were there,
45,
we represented
45.
Hotel 45. I,
682 Cherry Street.
yeah,
And it
yeah, yeah,
represents the
yeah.
45 that we used to play
Oh,
many years ago.
With the musical. Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get that.
okay. Now, the other thing that I want to bring to you before we have our special guest, and we're going to ask our engineer to be looking for our first performance, either by Carlton Kitchens or Songbird.
Hmm.
Um, but we want to give you this health information.
Okay.
There was an interesting article that I saw that had 10 health screenings that women should have
Okay.
Oh, we
every
did.
year.
Okay.
And then next week, we're going to have the 10 or 11 health screenings
And me.
that men
Okay.
ought to have
That should be
every
very
year.
helpful.
That's great.
And we encourage you. Now, I am not a medical doctor. Y'all know that. And neither are is either one of the
I'm not
ministers
even
here.
an honorary.
But we have to have good common sense, y'all. And so there are some medical folks who have written these articles that let us know what's best for us. The first test that women need to have is the PAP test.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And okay, we have a caller, I believe.
Okay.
Caller, welcome to
Yes,
Elaine.
yes, I have a concern about the name of the hotel. We had enough of 45 last the other year. Why they had to name it Hotel 45?
Well, several others of us had that question. And you know, when a company takes over a
A development.
construction project, a development,
Mhm. They choose.
then they do. But what we wanted to do was to make sure. Now, you wouldn't have a hotel that was called the Willie Hill Hotel.
Not gonna happen.
The building previously was the Willie Hill Annex, but with a hotel and with a company being involved
Development.
in the development, then um, the company had the right to come in with that branding that they have. Um, I don't think I'm not thinking in terms of that being any kind of tribute to any
No,
old
no,
idiot.
no.
No. But
No way.
it in a way it is offensive. I think to some people, but it's a brand new beautiful facility in downtown Macon. But what I want us to dwell on is the fact that there are tributes in that
To
building
musical local
to
giants.
musical
Icons, really.
folks, icons.
Mhm.
There's also that tribute to Mr. Hill.
Amen.
And so there were some of us that have been there through this entire process, and we were there to make sure that Mr. Hill
Was
was
honored.
recognized, that his
Right.
name remained
Right.
on there. They didn't dare
Leave
take
it
it
Take his
off.
name away.
But I share your
sentiments.
sentiments
Mhm.
about Hotel 45, but that's the name of it. It had nothing
I
to
do
do with
understand all that,
that.
but I mean, just that I just want them to be aware that you, like you say, we know what's going on. You know, we know that that's a concern of a lot of people.
Right. Someone did some research and found that
Mhm.
there are a lot
The
of
hotels
hotels with that name,
branding
and they had nothing to do
with Trump.
with that
Yeah.
thing.
And then we need
There
to
was
know.
And
nothing.
also too, because I was gonna say, like in Fort Valley, they have a place called 1836 when it was founded. So I thought maybe it was a tribute to when Macon was founded.
Well,
Okay.
it's actually something to do with the streets and the angles and stuff. I'll get the exact information,
Mhm.
and I will get that to you next week on Ask Elaine. That way you got to listen again next week. Thank you so much for your call, though, expressing your concern. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're on with Miss Sandra Mathis is on with us.
Yeah.
Overseer Mabel Randall is on.
Yeah.
Who is that? That's a strange
Name is
something there. Steve Bryant,
Steve Bryant.
is with us from Virginia. And okay, we got two of our folks that are always on the line with us. But thank you, caller, for your
You're
input.
welcome. You have a blessed day.
You
You
too.
But
too.
You
Madam,
too.
Madam Commissioner, I would like to
Yes.
say that if that 45, if we're afraid 45 is going to come back up again, then we need to get busy and make sure that we vote and everybody around us and in our communities.
Oh, yes,
So
ma'am.
we'll be able to block 45 from
Oh, yeah,
from
that's the
reappearing.
important place to block it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There.
yeah.
At the ballot.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
At the
exactly
polls.
right. All right, back to our test that women need to have every year. And of course, if you have a doctor that you go to every year, then usually your doctor will do all of the little testing and then direct you or refer you
To your
excuse me,
specials.
to the
Specialist.
specialist.
Mhm.
But um, the second test that they're talking about is the STD test.
Okay.
The third one is pregnancy test. If
Okay.
you're in that category,
What?
and that would be appropriate.
What?
Another one is the mammogram,
All right.
which is so important
Yes.
in detecting breast
Mhm.
cancer as early as possible. They're also recommending a skin check.
Okay. Okay.
Because people do
Skin
develop
cancer.
skin
Mhm.
cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Moles
then
and tags.
colonoscopy. And most folks are on who've had one, that
Usually
doctor sets
get
them
them
on
all.
a schedule
Yeah.
for other colonoscopies. Bone density test. And
Okay.
as you
Okay.
age, you want to make sure that your bones are strong.
Okay.
And
Yes.
so a lot of doctors will recommend
And
that.
women do
A
suffer with
hearing
that.
test. As you age, things start to
Yeah, we were in a meeting
go
Monday, and one of
wrong.
our ministers is using hearing aids now. And he sat through almost the whole meeting and missed just about the whole
Had the
meeting. So
hearing
hearing
aids off.
And sat in the back of the
He
room.
sat in
You
the back
should
of
have
the
turned your
room
hearing aids
and sit up
on when
front.
you get 'em.
and sit up front.
But that's just one of those
One of
things
the
that comes
areas
with
aging.
aging. And if you need them, get them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
get the
If
help
you
you
need
need.
them,
As your
get
age,
'em.
get the help you need.
Whatever it is, whatever body part, whatever system.
Hey, one good thing about having hearing aids, if you don't want to hear what the people
Turn
say,
it
just
down.
Flip
cut
them
it off.
All right, and eye exam.
Okay.
And of course, as you age,
Yeah. And
you know,
vision changes.
that
Even with our
vision
even with our
changes.
help with our eyeglass, we know
That's
that
right.
that vision.
Yes.
That's right. So you can't wear the same pair of
No, you
glasses
got you got
for
yeah, you
15
gotta get them checked.
years. You got to get them checked.
Yeah,
As your eyes
they
change, so do
change.
your
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
the treatment. Then blood pressure screening.
Okay.
Wow. Yes.
Blood pressure screening, and then of course the cholesterol
Right.
test.
Right.
These are the 11
11. Yeah.
suggested tests that every woman should have, and some of these are going to overlap
With the men.
with the men.
Mhm.
And so we want you to just be aware, just start thinking about that. Don't let stuff creep up on you. We tend to
And some of
wait
these
and
tests
wait
now
and
you can do
wait.
yourself, like the blood
Yeah,
pressure check. You buy the little
yeah,
machine and
yeah,
Uh-huh.
you can check it yourself,
that's exactly
at
right.
home.
You're
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Now, engineer, are we ready for one of those performances? Who do we have first? Oh, Songbird.
Songbirds, girl.
Okay, Songbird,
Yeah. Otis
better
Redding.
known as Katina Cabinets,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
performed in
Katina
honor of
Fraley
Dr.
Cabinets. She's a
Yes.
Martin
singing
Luther
family.
King.
Came from a singing family. My friends, them Fraleys.
Okay, we are ready. As Songbird,
She sung a classic too.
didn't
Yes,
she?
she
Didn't
did.
she?
Big O.
Yes.
She paid tribute to our Big O.
And that was on the 17th.
It was
Yeah, it
fitting
was the
too. It was
17th.
a very fitting song.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
It was very fitting for the occasion. There she is.
Yeah.
Can't hear her yet, but see her. There she goes.
Can we get the volume up?
She sang a cappella. Mhm. Yeah.
She sang
And
that
looked
song.
Yes,
beautiful.
she did.
Mhm. Huh. Oh, yes, it will. Don't hang around.
Mm. Change gonna come.
Oh, yes,
Uh-huh.
it will.
My brother.
She owned it then. She played it all
Mhm.
day. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's all
Oh,
right.
wow.
Now, if
Beautiful.
you were there and you had heard her, oh my goodness. But
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
It's been a long time.
Mm. All
That's all
right.
right. That she
Yeah.
did a wonderful
Awesome.
job.
She was
She was
great.
awesome.
She
She was
was
awesome.
great. And in a
And
little bit, we're going to have another one of the performances. So we'll be spotlighting these performances for you. But in the meantime, you can go to Macon Bibb County
mhm.
and you can play entire the
Mhm.
entire program, replay and listen to everything, all the songs, all of the speeches,
Greetings.
the
Mhm.
greetings, all of those things
Prayers.
on there if you like. But we're just giving you some little snippets of some of the highlights
Mhm. Because
of
we
that.
didn't march this year, we were able to have
Right,
a much longer program.
right.
We know when we march, getting up early in the morning, then the 2 hour marching, and then coming to City Hall and going up for the Memorial Church service. So this was definitely a unique way we celebrated Dr. King during COVID,
Right.
but it was great.
It
It
was.
It
was
was
great,
It was
and
a sit
people
down
have been
program.
so
yeah,
complimentary
it was
of it.
great.
Now, um, Pastor Lisa serves with me as a member of the Your Make a Bib Martin Luther King Board. Uh, Dr. Butler is an advisory
Advisor.
member,
Yes.
waiting to rotate onto the
Hmm.
board in the future.
Hmm.
And they have been involved for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So it's only fitting that they would be involved in a program such as this. And we're just so grateful
To
for
be
you
Honor
able to
and
to
word.
stick
understand.
with us. Tell us about the Evangelical Ministers Alliance, because that is an organization that for so many years has sponsored the majority of the events
Yeah, we
that we
yeah.
have in celebration of Dr. King.
We got a history of the EMA from my pastor, Reverend Dr. Glover Jr. And came to find out when I was president of the EMA back in 2012, 2013, because our president served for 2 year terms. And when I was president, my pastor came and gave the history of the EMA and came to find out that the EMA was as old as I am old.
Ah,
So the EMA is 54 years old. I'm 54. EMA is 54 years
Yes,
old.
it is.
And to me, that was awesome. And to find out that he remembers when the EMA was marching with the likes of E.S. Evans
oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
during the early years for civil rights. And then we heard during this Martin Luther King celebration from Mr. Herbert Denard
Yes.
telling us how Billy Young started the very first march and then
Uh-huh.
passed it on a year or two later, and the ministers continued it. And
Absolutely.
then we had heard history from the late Reverend Richard Gamage,
Yes.
how he and the ministers felt that if the march would be, that the preachers should be out front, the
Mhm.
leaders, the spiritual leaders should be out front leading the march. And Pastor Richard Gamage, to his tribute and to his legacy, we have to say he really kept the dream alive
Yes, he
for a
did.
very long time.
Yeah.
And got other ministers with him like Leroy Reeves, the late Reverend Leroy Reeves, the late Marshall Stephenson,
Yes.
and they kept the dream alive. And at first, as Mr. Herbert Denard said, they were only marching from West Macon, from
Mm-hmm.
Frank Johnson,
Mm.
Unionville. Dr. Butler started marching.
But
Yeah.
when we came aboard,
Yeah,
we females, we added the other
right,
two
Right.
uh,
right,
areas coming
right. We
in.
added South Macon
South
and
Macon
North
and
Macon
North Macon.
to spell new.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Marching from the north,
The
the
east,
east, the west. I hear
west.
that little feedback. Y'all hear that little
Yeah,
feedback.
I'm
I don't know
hearing
if it's
that.
one of
I
our
hope it's not
phones.
coming through
It might be coming from one of
on the
our
air.
phones. But yes, we added on the north, the east, well, the east and the west were the two marches.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the east was being led by Richard Gamage, Pastor Richard Gamage, and the west was being led by Pastor Leroy Reeves.
Right.
And we came aboard and we were, as you said, South Macon pastor. And I said, hey, we can come from the South. And
Yes.
then I said, and hey, we can come from the North.
Come on.
And then Pastor Cameron said, and that'll spell news. Because
Uh,
you know he was big on
yeah,
words and
he was.
etymology. He
Yes.
was big on that. So we got the N out of north, the E out of east, the W
East.
out of west, and the S out of south. And so when you see across the porch on the Martin Luther King Day, that is what we're doing. We drop those big EMA banners, the north, the east, the west, the south. We're spelling
Good
news. And the Bible,
news.
the gospel is the good
Good
news.
news.
So we as preachers want to spread the good news over the whole city. So it's a citywide march.
Mhm.
And so when people talk about inclusion, that's the EMA's goal is to be inclusive.
Right,
We want the
Yes.
whole city marching, north, east, west, south,
right.
keeping the legacy of Dr. King alive.
We can only hope that very soon we're going to be able to get back to the markets. Those were ways of pulling people
Yes,
together.
it was.
But until we do that, until we feel
Uh-huh.
safe in doing that, again, we're going to continue
Uh-huh.
every year to provide information, to pay tribute to Dr. King. And the program that was held several weeks ago was a very, very
It was awesome.
fine tribute, and
Yes.
people were just amazed
And we
that
have to
so many
we have to
folks came
salute we have
together.
to salute you, Madam Commissioner, for uh, organizing us and bringing us together, and even sponsoring the original MLK Commission
Yes.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
to be because during this COVID, because we had the MLK Commission board, we were able to go down in Rosa Parks Square.
Mhm.
Even during COVID, when we could not march massively, we were able to
Mm-hmm.
go down in Rosa Parks Square with yourself, Mayor Ellis, and lay the commemorative wreath
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
for Miss Rosa Parks, and to continue to commemorate and celebrate Dr.
Right.
King's legacy. Even though we couldn't have that massive march, we were able to still these last couple of years through COVID give observance to their sacrifice for
Mhm.
civil rights. So I just salute you for helping
Yes.
us to keep the dream alive through
And
the
it was
MLK
Well,
done
Commission.
with excellence and
Yeah.
dignity. Yes, sir.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
okay, I
Like
think we're ready for another.
Did not know.
that God is
Oh,
real.
yeah.
Yes, there was some place
Some reverb.
since I can't go,
It's all right. Same baby.
Thank
but I am sure of this one thing,
Carlton
that God is real, for
brother.
I can
Yes, she
feel
did.
Him deep within. Oh, yes, God is real. Hallelujah. Reeling, He's reeling my soul.
Maybe little place.
Yes, God is real, for He has washed and made me whole. His love for me shines like pure gold. Yes, God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. Yeah, yes, God is real.
Everybody was
Hallelujah. He's healing my
We have a
soul.
whole choir over
Come
there.
on here. Yes, God is real. For He has washed and made me
Say that when I was
whole.
15
His
years old.
love for me
My. It's all never like
shines
that.
like gold.
yeah.
Yes, God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. Now I can turn
My Lord, my Lord.
just how you felt
Yes,
when Jesus through your sins
to the church.
sins
So we should have.
away. But since that day,
Oh my Lord.
but since that hour, oh yeah, God has been real. I can feel His holy power.
Yeah,
Yes, God is real. Hallelujah.
They gonna start standing up all over the
My soul.
If they
Come
didn't
on
feel
here.
that way,
Yes, God is real. For He has washed and made me whole.
all the
Yeah, His blood for me.
awesome.
It shine like pure gold.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yes, God is real.
yeah.
Fucking, can you wave your hand in here? Come on, let's have a little church in here. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
little church,
God
little
is
church around.
real.
You see them standing up. They
oh
stand.
yeah.
They
He's
begin.
real in my soul.
that's Lisa, you and I and Songbird was
Yes,
the
God
home in
is
there.
real.
Glory.
For He has washed and made
In
me
the market. That's what the great news
whole.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, His
the young
blood for
people left. Yeah,
me.
you hear?
Shine
Yeah.
like pure gold. Yes, God is real. For I can feel Him in my
Yeah. You see them standing
We
up and
just got
clapping. Yeah.
double. We got
Yeah.
double singing on there. I do hope that you got the feeling
Yeah.
of that song.
Awesome.
We're having a few little technical
It's all right.
difficulties
That's all right.
with this because we're mixing media
Yeah.
today, and so but we wanted you to know some of the just experience some of the highlights, and then you can go and
You
watch
watch
the
it on the making video.
entire
Thing, yes.
program yourself. And it was amazing that there was a room full of people
Oh
and
man.
people had on their masks and all
Yeah.
of that. But yeah, but people did not leave.
They stayed through
We
the
thought
whole.
that we would have the performances, the
No,
speeches.
they stayed.
People
To
stayed
the
Yes,
whole.
they did.
2.5 hours,
2.5,
and so
two and 40 minutes.
you can rest assured that the ML King Commission
Yeah.
board
Yeah.
is going to sponsor another one of
Like-
these.
like
We're
this.
going to have some other kinds of things with
Yes.
some of these same
Yeah.
performers
awesome.
later in the
And
year,
speakers. The speakers
and
were
and
awesome.
speakers. And
They were awesome.
yeah, and we want to thank our county government
Mhm.
for allowing us to use our building.
Right.
Yes.
And we also want to thank Dr. Henry
He did
Ficklin,
a
who
great job. Yes.
worked with me
Yeah.
in the
He was a great
lineup and
coordinator.
getting everything
Yeah.
together.
Yes.
And so
And
he
the
was
mayor
representing.
got a little piece of that himself too.
The
The,
didn't
mayor
the mayor been listening to Henry Ficklin a lot because he sounded like he was going to
Getting ready
preach
to
or
take
pray
over.
or
Yeah.
do
Yes, he
something.
did.
I mean, he's so
Yeah,
quick
he,
learner.
yeah. He might have took him a little text there. He give
Yeah, yeah.
him a little
But
more time.
if you're wanting to see the entire program from January 17th, the official national holiday of Dr. King, where we celebrated Dr. King, a wonderful man who gave the ultimate for all of us.
All of
It
us.
was for all of us.
All
Yes, he
of us.
did.
And we just want you to tune in. We want you to go to it, find it, and play the whole thing.
That's right.
And you will just
They'll
be
be
as thrilled
blessed. Yes.
and as excited
And
as
do like
we.
you said, and look for us the rest of the year, MLK 365,
Uh-huh.
because we're going to celebrate him all year with
Yeah.
another celebration coming in April. The day he
Right.
was assassinated, we're going to have another big celebration with some of these young
Mhm.
people on program again performing. We
Yeah,
want
we've
everybody
already
to be
gotten a
listening.
commitment from
Right,
Destined for
right,
Greatness.
right.
Songbird has
Songbird,
already said that
right.
she will be performing
And
with you.
we already have our 6 honorees for that day.
Okay.
The EMA, the Evangelical
Tell us
Ministers Line.
about the honorees, the drum major
Yeah.
awards that you've
Tell them how it
giving
came to
out.
be, Doc. The drum major award, how it came to be, real quick. Tell them how it came to be.
We have to say that Pastor Watson, God gave her the idea and the thought that we need to begin to honor people that works
In our
in our
community.
community the entire year, that
In the
has do
spirit
it
of
with the
Dr. King.
spirit and the love of Dr. King, and that's how it came about. She brought it to the EMA, and they adopted it and allowed her to begin to formulate just how she saw it in her heart and mind. And ever since then, it's been going on.
So
And
since
it's been
2012,
great.
since 2012, we've
Is
had
that
the
how
Drum
long?
Major for Justice Award, and this
Uh-huh.
year we are going to finally get a chance to give the people their award who are actually awarded in 2020, but due
Yeah.
to COVID, they had
Yes.
not been
Yes.
presented their Drum Major Award, and two of them are Al Tillman, Commissioner Al
Yes.
Tillman on the Civic and Community, and Carlton Kitchen
Oh,
on the
Yes.
all right then.
community and civic. Then we
Uh,
have under education, Dr. Butler's brother, a longtime
My
educator,
oldest brother,
Percy Hill
Percy
Jr.
Hill Jr.
And a lot of people know him as a counselor, a teacher, and works out at continuing ed at
right.
Central Georgia Tech. And
Gives
then we
the
have,
GED.
right, Dr. Rhonda Barnes will be one of our educators saluted as a drum major this year. And then we have Overseer Mama Geraldine Cotton.
Yes.
And we have your pastor, the pastor of Stewart Chapel,
Oh,
Livonia Franklin,
Yes.
yes,
will be
yes,
under clergy. These will be
yeah,
our two clergy,
yeah,
Brother Cotton and Pastor Franklin. So we're honored these six
right.
drum majors this year.
And during April, we're going to have y'all back and you can
Talk
talk
about,
Talk
about
yeah.
about that.
these folks and
Destin will
why.
perform then,
Uh huh.
Songbird, and
Uh,
we've already asked them. And then we'll have a reception. Hopefully, COVID will let us go, and we're gonna have a big
yeah,
reception. So
yeah,
look for a
yeah.
great time.
We
Got
have
a lot of great
determined
things.
that we're going to. We can't beat this COVID, but
Mhm.
we're going to
We're
kind
gonna
of
work
work
around it.
around
Work
We're
it
gonna work
around it.
around it.
and
Yes.
create
That's
opportunities
it.
for
Mhm.
folks to come
That's it.
and be together, but spread
Safe.
out
Be safe.
safely
Mhm.
and pay tribute to Dr. King because we
Right.
don't want it just one day out of the year, not just
And
two
Madam
days,
Commissioner,
but the year round.
don't let me and Dr. Butler fail to mention the EMA on this past Monday, our ministers meeting with the EMA. We elected our next
Yes.
president,
All
and
right.
our president elect is
Whoop,
Reverend
whoop, whoop.
Minister Laura Cherry,
All
the
right.
wife of Reverend
All
Ralph Cherry
right.
at St.
Yes.
John Baptist Church.
Uh-huh.
And so on
Uh-huh.
February the 20th, I believe, at 7, we will have her installation. She'll be
That's great.
officially put in the stall. So we want everybody to know we have our new president for the next 2 years of 2022 and 2023. None other than Minister Laura
Laura
Cherry.
Cherry.
Oh,
Yes. And
Yeah.
I'm
wonderful.
going to be her
Congratulations.
And
yeah,
Dr. Butler is going to be her vice
vice
president.
Oh, well,
president.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Dr. Butler
That's
will be.
Coming back
wonderful.
around again.
That is
And Dr. Butler
wonderful.
was the first female president of the
I
year.
remember
And
that.
I
I
was the second
remember.
and
Yes.
I
the
remember.
youngest ever to serve as president. So we
Okay.
made our history.
Yes.
We're going to talk for a few more minutes and then we're going to have our engineer to
Yeah.
find Mr. Dominic
Nichols.
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 He is a former teacher of the year, was over at
Awesome
Northeast, I
speaker he
believe,
was.
for a
Yes.
while, home of the Raiders.
All right, I hear you.
Now he's
Mighty,
over,
mighty
I
patriots
believe,
over here.
at West
Mighty,
Side.
mighty patriots.
And he's a very fine young man. I've worked with him. Um, Hi, Miss Brenda Wimberly. Thank you for tuning in. Rhonda Bird, all of them are there. Um, um,
Coming
who
on.
is that? Um,
May
May
Barry.
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 Mm-hmm. Brenda
Yeah,
Wimberly, Run the Bird. See you
yeah,
all.
yeah. All
Maple
of you,
Randall, overseer.
thank you so much. Um, but we're going to Mr. Dominic Nichols. I believe works with the ninth grade academy
Mm-hmm.
at the school where he is
Mm-hmm.
now. So I
Cause
just
he's a mentee of one of my sheroes, Dr. Gail
oh
Smith.
yes,
Yeah, Gail T.
yes,
Smith.
yes,
He's a
yes, yes.
mentee
We're
of
gonna have to
hers.
have
Mhm.
Gail, Dr.
Yeah,
Smith on
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
to her dad when we were young and working with civil rights. He kind of kept us straight
Okay.
because we were gonna
Fiery,
do some things,
fiery,
like keep people from leaving
fire.
out of a room and stuff like that. And Reverend Talbot would step up to you and say,
He cool y'all down.
don't do
Y'all were
that. He
fiery.
cooled us out. He surely
He
did.
mentored me. He said,
Uh,
well, I wasn't Dr. then, but he said,
Mary
Mary,
Butler.
he said, Mary Butler, he said, you can stop being so stubborn. God gonna use
oh, well, it comes with age. It
He was
Yes,
comes
it
with
awesome though.
does.
Her
age, and you
father was
learn.
awesome.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Tara was awesome.
awesome,
Yeah,
awesome. We have
we
a
loved him.
bridge named, a
Yeah, yeah.
bridge
Hmm.
He's
Hmm.
another one you all
named for
honored. Got
him.
it
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then his wife,
got it
Dr.
in.
Betty
Oh,
Talbot,
yes.
Got
the
it in.
founder of Progressive Christian
Hmm.
Academy. And we have had the Wise Avenue Park renamed in her honor.
And it's
And
beautiful
very
over there since
soon,
they're finishing up
very
Riverside. It
soon, we're
looks
Yes,
going to
great.
awesome.
change up
Yeah,
that name
it looks great.
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
And it will be the Dr. Betty Talbot
Okay,
Park.
That's gonna
okay.
be
You're looking
awesome.
good
So,
over
Yes.
there.
yeah, we want to pay tribute to folks.
Yeah, who's
Hmm.
giving their life in service,
Yes,
Yes,
giving
they
great
have.
life
yes.
in
Hmm.
service.
But it
Great
was
life.
done
She was my
uh,
principal at Atlanta 2 Magnet School.
really,
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
I almost went to Alex too.
Well,
I
I was
was at
there.
Springdale
Well, I was there
and I
with her.
chose to go to Hunt
I
Magnet,
was
a
there
new
with her.
magnet program.
That was
But
when they
I had
first had
interviewed
magnet
with her,
schools. Yeah.
Well, she sat
for
my
Alex
baby,
too.
my youngest son. She set him on Straight Street.
Well, she would
She
straighten
She
a
really
was
lot
did.
of, she
known for
would
that.
straighten
Yes, she
folks
did,
out.
and I appreciated her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was known for that.
Are we ready for Mr.
Good morning.
Nichols?
There he is,
All right.
I first want to give respect to Reverend Dr.
wearing Dr.
Candace E.
King's
Baker
colors
and
too.
Commissioner Elaine Lucas for this event, and want to express my specific appreciation for them considering this little boy from Harris County, Texas, and Toomsville, Georgia, to stand among
All
the
right.
cadre of those great individuals who have
Listen at
influenced
it.
me
We
I
know
tell
how to
you.
and
follow
those who
protocol,
follow
though.
me.
Mhm.
For the sole purpose of introduction, I say to you, in the words of Dr. Maya Angelou, that I come as one, but stand as 10,000.
My,
All
my.
right.
All
I
right.
am an ever evolving canvas stroked by the brushes of
Listen at
countless
it.
individuals and entities, some with which you are familiar. I wouldn't dare characterize myself as a spokesman for these entities. However, I mention them because of their local and national relevance, and because the oils of their influence inform the composition of
Listen
who
at it.
stands before you. I'm a member of Universal Light Christian Center, where the Reverend Gail Talbot sits
Listen at it.
as my pastor and mentor. I'm a graduate of Progressive Christian Academy, the Miracle on
Powerful
Madison Street,
influence.
the institution
You
founded
went
by
there
the
with TJ.
educational pillar of the late Dr. Betty J.
He
Talbot.
told me.
I am both a product of and employed educator with the Bibb County School District, and I'm a life member of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity
Someone say
Incorporated, the
we
same
can't
brotherhood
hear.
fold to which Dr. King belonged. 93 years ago,
Oh, there you go, y'all.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made his humble and triumphant entry into
Y'all got to
history.
go hear this show. Y'all
Since
got
that
to go hear this
moment,
speech.
48
Yes.
million
He's an
eight
awesome
hundred
young.
eighty thousand 800 minutes.
All right. I guess that's it. We're
Time
gonna
go
have to go to
and view
Make a
it
Bib and
and view it because it's an awesome
yeah, it
speech.
was awesome. It was awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you, and we will be here again next Wednesday for some more information for you. So thanks again. Thank you, Overseer Randall. She says we've had an excellent show. We have enjoyed it, and we're
I
going to
enjoyed
continue
being
to
here.
try to bring you information that you need. And so, whatever anybody has to say, that's their business.
Yes.
But if you want to know what's going on, you want to know the real truth, Ask Elaine.
Ask
Thank you
Elaine.
again for tuning in. We'll see you again next Wednesday, 3 p.m. for another edition of Ask
Ask
Elaine.
Elaine.
Bye-bye.
For the last 28 million.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 988.